Hello everybody, Twitch Nitro here, and in this video I will be showing you how I got from this and eventually made it to this. Bloop. Yeah, single command block house. Awesome. So, before I describe how I built a house in a single command block, I have to tell you what got me thinking along these lines to get this idea. So I was watching a video by Adrian Brightmore, a constant source for new ideas and inventions, and he was playing around with some vertical redstone for a project that he's working on, where he tries to sort of generate a sort of template terrain, which he then runs through another contraption. It's very ingenious. You should go check out that video. It'll be in the description below. And his vertical redstone had a little bit of, some limitations and stuff, speed-wise and whatever. And I figured I'd try my hand at doing some vertical redstone. So this is what I came up with. As you can see, only when it activates successfully does it actually summon any falling sand, and the top has various different sand blocks. And I'll quickly. And it will summon like various blocks, falling sand entities, which turn into blocks. I'll go quickly through how this works. So this is working in the same way that this works, in the same way that the smaller scale invention I showed at the start works, and it's in these command blocks. So let's take one of these example command blocks out of here and have a look at the command block. So what's the command block doing? Well, this exceedingly long command is basically summoning a falling sand entity, which has stacked on top of it various command blocks and stuff. So when this fill command activates these command blocks here, it teleports this upward firing dispenser here, and this fill command places redstone on this level here. So there'll be redstone on this level and redstone on this level. Now, this command here is also carrying over the air underneath this dispenser. So this dispenser will get briefly activated by the redstone that was there, along with the fact that there's redstone above it, so it realizes that it's powered. So I'm actually using a bug that I hate with dispensers in this. And then this will disappear, and then the command block will pop out a command block here, which will then also be activated. And then, as I said before, this command then runs, which summons a falling sand entity, which has various blocks on top of the falling sand entity, and then all of those will run up the column until eventually you get a block up here, or you don't get a block up here, and it cleans itself up automatically. These other commands, I should probably show you these. These aren't falling sand entities or anything. These are just fill commands which remove the redstone. So even when it's not successful, it still gets rid of the redstone. So you end up with this nice blank region and a bunch of random blocks. He got me thinking about this because I was reminded that falling sand obviously can be any block, and it can also have things riding on it. And there was this little NBT, the TileEntityData NBT tag, which allows the entity, the falling sand entity, to basically have commands in it, which I can put any command in this at all. So if we look at this command here, all it's doing is summoning a command block, which summons a falling sand entity, and then on top of that it summons another command block. If we look, it summons another command block which just removes the whole line, so it cleans itself up. You'll probably notice as well on top that first command block actually doesn't do anything in this version, but that little block on top which briefly appears, that's because let's say I put down a redstone block and then take a command. Whoa, perhaps I should clear those just in case I start spawning houses. Say 1, right? And I take this command block. So this now has NBT and it has the command say 1 in it, and I place it on top of this, what do you think is going to happen? It doesn't actually say anything. You need to update command blocks for them to say anything. So in these falling sand towers, you can have the redstone block fall on top of the command block, but if you have the command block already on top, you have to have another sort of block just riding on top to activate it, and that's what I have here, and I also have that in the house when it removes its command blocks. So it can be daunting, especially let's have a look at the command which summons a house. It can be very daunting. All of these closes are basically because of how many command blocks it summons. It's summoning that command is basically summoning this line here, and it summons each one with a sort of command which builds a piece of the house. So there's lots of fill commands running, and it builds up the house. And it's basically a falling sand entity. This is a falling sand entity which this is riding on it, this is riding on it, this is riding it, all the way up to the top, until there's actually at the top there's a redstone block riding on it, because this is the thing which activates all of these commands. So this falling sand will happen last, and then the redstone block will be placed on top, and that will run all of these commands. This bottom command here actually summons another command block on top of this redstone block, with a block on top of that as well, as I said before, to activate it. And this is the clear command. So this updates this, because there's a redstone block underneath, the whole thing gets removed. So yeah. And as I said, it can be very daunting running with these, but it's much more simple than you think. So this is the layout for one of these commands. And this is the topmost block, and this will fall onto this, which is just filling with air. This is the clear command. This is the last thing that happens, so it's all the way over here. And I've turned these two blocks into this block here. So this is a command which summons these two on top of here. So this was, if we imagine this going up vertically instead of being laid out on the floor. And then this is the thing that gets summoned. This gets summoned out of that. This gets summoned out of that. So this is just a falling sand which makes this fall, and that, and that, and that. And I have put all of these commands, these NBT datas for things, they're all being condensed into this one command block. And that's why we have so many closing tags here. It's pretty intense, because all these blocks are being mushed up into this one command block, so it can do its job, which is over here. So yeah, after building this, I figured you'd want something a little bit more visually impressive, so I made this house. It was pretty easy for me to make, really. It's just, as I said, a bunch of commands which are falling sand entities. Yeah, I think that's everything I need to go through on how to create these things. Obviously, I'll have in the description this and this, and then I'll probably have a link. This is the NBT data for a falling sand entity, and I'll probably have a link to a paste bin maybe, which has the command for the house. If you want to play around with that, you can actually change some of the steps straight from the command block. This is actually how I made this. I just took this, and you want to work in Notepad with this kind of thing. And I took the commands for these, and I filled the commands into this, so I had a bunch of NBTs, and then, yeah. You have to work from the top down when you're working with a riding, the riding tag. So this block would be in this block's riding tag, this block will be in this block's riding tag. And then this will actually be the block that's summoned, even though it's the top block here which is technically being summoned. Last thing to mention really is this here, these forward slashes. If you have a sort of nested summon command, if you have a summon command which summons a command block that obviously has a command in it, you'll notice that in the NBT for the tile data, there'll be these quotation marks, and every time you embed one of these into a falling sand, you actually have to put forward slashes into it, and then you have like whatever your command is in here. And if you have another falling sand with a command block with another summon, summon command or something, then you'll have another set of quotations in there somewhere. So you'll probably need two forward slashes in front of those, and this is because it's basically making the forward slashes different. Otherwise, when it runs the command, it doesn't understand which ones belong, the first set which belongs to the second set, and so you need to put in those forward slashes, but only if you're going for a really complicated command. This only goes to one slash because I summon the line, and then it has this at the bottom, and this is where I put the forward slash, this second summon command, which summons a little bit on top, which cleans it up. So yeah, again, there'll be links to the very long commands in the description for you to do your thing with, play around with. Until then, until next time, I hope you've enjoyed the video. And yeah, there'll probably be more stuff like this in the future. I think I'll use this. So yeah, just a quick view on how it works. Let's view it from this side so you can sort of get this is the long command with the sand on top, and then it places the last thing after placing the redstone line. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.